we are, our new home renovision. Welcome, everybody. This is going to be a great time. Obviously, all of you already see familiar faces. So we got a great show tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. We are doing Sandman comic reviews. We are deep diving into issues 1 through 7 of the new Amazing Spider-Man run. Ish is going to talk favorite comics that he saw this week. Fucking Sam. Oh, damn it. Sam's got some cool anime news. We've got
You're good.
so
You're
much
good.
cool
You were longer
stuff.
than 30 seconds. You're good.
I beat it. I beat 30 seconds, barely. We've got a lot of cool stuff. So stick around. I'm glad all you guys are over here on Renovision. If this is your first time on Renovision, make sure to like and subscribe to Renovision. Also, we are also streaming live on the Absolute Geek podcast channel. And if you haven't subscribed there yet, please do. We're trying to get those guys, Matt and those guys, to 1,000. We're going to help Pete and Marco get to 2,000 on here. We got some cool stuff to give away. I got a cool giveaway for Absolute Geek as well when they hit 1,000. So kick back, enjoy a drink, and let's get this madness started. That's right. We came prepared. We have a cool intro. How about that? It's great to see Ish again. I missed podcasting with Ish. I love podcasting with Sam. We do it all the time. It's great to be podcasting again with Matt. And it's not just on Wednesdays. Now we're on Saturdays. So we are here.
I'm ready for some mayhem.
No mayhem here. There might be some madness, but there's no mayhem here.
All right.
So,
well, we can do both. Madness, mayhem.
And I got to give a shout out to my son. He's on Instagram. I don't know what it's called, Hypermania something, but he's into music. He's learning guitar, bass, drums, recording. He wrote that little riff for us. I got to give him a shout out. I told him if he sues us, I'm going to kick him out of the house. So, and since he sent me the original recording, I think I have, and he's not done on a label, so he actually can't sue me. So, welcome, boys. How is everybody?
Dude, I'm feeling so good. It's still early. It's so early right now.
I know, it's great. We wanted to do this show a little bit earlier so that everybody still has a Saturday night to hang out with their wives, do their director movie marathons that they like to do with their buddies, everything,
Yes.
So we tried to make it the best of both worlds. You guys can go check out Brian and the boys afterwards if you want. If not, watch some old Renovision and Absolute Geek videos if you want. So, but we got a lot of fun stuff too. But before we start the fun, I have a little bit of sad news that I would like to get out of the way. And just to do, I'm going to share a screen. As many of you know, me and my wife and my kids, we've never had dogs. We never had cats. We're a guinea pig family. And if you've ever watched the old episodes of Absolute Geek, it used to be part of the old school drinking game. If you heard my guinea pig squeaking in the background, you took a drink. But sad to say, one of our guinea pigs has passed along. We shall not hear her squeak anymore. She was Princess Buttercup. She was really cool. She was, what I really liked about her was she wanted to be petted, but she didn't like people to pet her. So as soon as you'd come up to her, she would jump and run away and then come back like she wanted to pet you. But I just wanted to give a little shout out. May your squeaks be heard in heaven.
Oh, should be some angelic song right here, like harps playing.
For only 5 cents a day, you too can help me get a new guinea pig. So,
Jedi Johnson sending his T's and P's.
Kyle, I have to say, when you said that you were a guinea pig family, I thought of something completely different. I thought you guys were going in for like medication testing or whatever. I was like, okay, guinea pig family.
so yeah, it's
Times are real hard in the Stinson household. They have to get medically tested on and be guinea pigs for things, huh?
Or
that's where we
eat guinea
test our
pigs.
cosmetics.
Yeah.
I'm testing my new cosmetic line and my new un-COVID vaccine. What it's going to do is it's going to take the booster
It
shots
removes the vaccine from your system.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
But we got a fun show. I'm glad all you guys are here.
Hartman said, "I thought the guinea pig died in a car crash."
Oh,
Jedi wants to know, was it a COVID-related death?
in car crashes.
It was old age. Guinea pigs are considered elderly at between 6 and 7 years old, and she was like 6.5 years old. So we got one left, and then after that, no more guinea pigs. I've got a guinea pig graveyard in my backyard. So it's enough. There's so many headstones back there. So
Yeah,
but
your pig is in the arms of the angels.
shall you squeak to the angels?
Yeah, I wish we had a little song to play right there. A little clip
But
of it.
let's get into some fun. Let's get some news going so we can actually get into the fun stuff. Let's breeze through this news crap.
Do we have like a cock?
I don't know, Sam. Do you have a cock?
That cut off at a very inopportune.
That was a terrible cut. I apologize.
No,
Oh,
it's
man.
perfect.
Gun cocking sound effect.
So,
Oh man.
what I wanted to start with was, you know what? We forgot to build slides and stuff on
What's that?
new stuff.
Oh yeah.
So the first thing I wanted to talk about was one of my favorite bands, Metallica. Really close up there with Nirvana, solo Wookiee. Now that all of these new people have found them, thanks to Stranger Things, they decided to be assholes and they want to cancel them. And I'm going to say two things to that. If you didn't cancel them because of After the Black Album, it's not going to happen. And if you didn't cancel them because of the shitty snare sound on Saint Anger, they're never going to get canceled.
Also, if they can survive therapy as a band, then they've earned it, right? They've earned it. I remember when I was living in Mexico, they were in band therapy. They were in group therapy to try and overcome their differences.
Yeah, they did a whole Netflix special where they're like having therapy and stuff. I mean, I get it. Being in a band that long, you end up hating a couple people in it. It happens. And Lars is a huge douchebag anyway. So I could totally understand hanging out with Lars that long. You need therapy. But huge Metallica fan. I just don't understand.
Wait, why are they being canceled?
Yeah.
Because
what
was
the offense?
I feel like
They're
I'm missing something
Metallica.
here.
They were on the edge of everything. They were the when they came out, they were the anti-everything. And they did a lot of dumb stuff, as a lot of bands do. And for some reason, this cancel culture likes to go out, find one or two dumb things that bands do, and then they want to cancel them. Like I was excited. Hey, a whole new group of fans is coming over to find Metallica. But you know what? unfucking find them.
Yeah, it looks like they're being accused of some bigotry way back in the day, like a long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like
sorry. I was gonna
say it's a bunch of Gen Zers, and they're saying that because James Hetfield plays with an Iron Cross guitar, and all the Napster stuff, and basically, like I said, everything they did in their past, and now they're being canceled for it, because that's apparently what we've become, is going so far back in history that we like to hold people accountable for things they said years ago.
And that's why I'll never be able to run for public office. But like I was talking about this today. Like I was talking about this with my son the other day, because he is kind of in this mix of where he's at that age, where this stuff kind of actually matters to him. And he came to me. He's like, "Dad, in the 90s, was it okay to be a racist?" And I was like, I don't think it was that it was okay to be a racist, like per se. I think a lot of it was, I think people in the 90s had thicker skin where words didn't hurt people as much as they do now. It seems words hurt more. And I think you didn't have the internet to like build up crap like you can now. Like, like that stuff that they say they did. I've been listening to Metallica since I was a little kid. I didn't know they did any of that. Like, I didn't give a shit. I still don't give a shit.
So easy to whip people into a frenzy nowadays. That's the power of social media. Just to get a mob enraged at something.
I'll give everybody a saying to go by. Everybody that's in this cancel culture who words hurt, I will let you know something. Sticks and stones will break your bones, but words will never hurt you. And if you live by that philosophy, you'll be okay.
Oh, we're getting some okay boomers in the chat. Just kidding. We're all boomers in the chat.
And I just, you know what? It's the same thing as we talk about in comics. Whatever artists' political views are or whatever, does it really matter? Like, are you going to stop reading it because of their political views? No, that's the way they are. It should be kind of the same thing with music. They have their own views of stuff, but if they make killer music, then who fucking cares?
Boom.
It's a boomer safe place.
Some of the great artists of all time would probably get canceled real fast. Picasso and the way he behaved. Beethoven.
Amadeus.
Allegedly. Were you there to see it, Ish? It's allegedly.
Do you know how old I am, Matt? Yes.
You're about 72, right?
Did you guys see that movie, Amadeus? Pretty wild stuff.
Damn, you look good for 72-ish.
Pretty wild stuff.
Amadeus, pretty, first rock star.
Pretty svelte for 72-ish.
It's the gray beard, Unlike the rest of us who don't have gray beards, it's the gray beard.
Still not Hartman said Ish got invited to the Last Supper.
He had to decline.
He's right behind Jesus going like this.
You're not eating that? You're not eating that? I'll take it.
It's just under the table, just stealing scraps.
Agree to that.
Your mom
so
said
that was enough
of
that.
Started on Amadeus. Oh my gosh.
Wonderful. That's an amazing film. That's one of the best music
movies
ever made.
It was on that guessing game that Kyle and I do, Framed, and I got it on the third guess.
Oh, that was a fun game. I forgot about that game.
Would he just look like at a frame of a movie and you have to guess what it is?
Yeah, you look at a frame, try to guess the movie from it.
Yeah, they give you like 5 guesses and you have to guess what movie it is.
Okay.
Some of them are easy to guess and some of them are hard as hell to guess. It's just, I don't know. But that was my Metallica rant. I had to get that off my chest. Metallica is some of the funnest guitar to me to play. And You can't cancel Metallica. It's just not going to happen.
No.
Now, if they come out and apologize, I'm going to cancel them. No, I'm just joking.
So all the kids who liked Thor: Love and Thunder now want to explore more Guns N' Roses. They're in for quite a ride if they dig deep.
But they don't like the guns part or the roses because they have thorns, right? Bon Jovi taught us that.
In the end,
it was Heimdall's son, right? It was like
else.
Axl. He's even named Axl after Axl Rose. Can't wait till he sees that 1 hour bio show on Axl. Then it's Cancel City.
Like, I know a lot of people that said with Metallica, they don't like you to have MP3s, and like, okay, Gen Z, it's not that they didn't like it to have MP3s. It's they just didn't want, and I kind of get that too. Like, you work hard on music, it's how you make your money. It's the same thing as reading comics online. The money's not going back to the artist and everything to keep producing this content. So if everybody downloads music then for free, then it's not as easy to keep making music. So.
Well, they're going after Axl Rose too, because he didn't want to do a rap album with Ice-T. They're calling him a racist. So it's like they're going after Metallica and Axl Rose at the same time.
Well, I just have to listen to some of their songs.
Ford's going after Axl Rose too because they used Axles in cars before he was named Axl.
Maybe he just doesn't like rap. Maybe racist is the wrong word. Maybe he's more of a rapist. Or
we're canceling you because you're a rapist.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the spelling on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be a rapist. So, all right. Matt, you want to lead us into our next news story?
Yeah, Adam Scott is joining the cast of Madam Web. Mr. Cones of Dunshire himself.
It's such a bummer. It's gonna bomb, and he's such a good actor. The movie's gonna be terrible.
Yeah, it says Adam Scott will play a young Ben Parker who is depicted in most Spider-Man media as the husband of May Parker and the parental uncle and father figure to Peter Parker. No additional details have been revealed, but set photos have hinted that Ben Parker could be working as an EMT alongside Dakota Johnson's titular clairvoyant character. So,
your mom says, "Bro, Gen Z is killing me." That they found out that my wallet was older than two of my coworkers.
Well, I like Adam Scott. He's got this weird thing about calzones, but I think I like him. I think this is
What's
gonna.
the calzone thing?
Have you not seen Parks and Rec?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank now. I've seen all Parks and Rec. I don't remember the calzone thing.
He was all about
it's been
making calzones. That was like his thing. And they're like, "Why don't you just get a pizza?" And he's like, "No, calzones are so much better." And
all right, I remember now. Yeah.
He wanted to create a restaurant called the Local Calzone Zone. So stupid.
Stick Boy is a pretty interesting theory that this might actually be Ben Reilly and not Uncle Ben. So I'll be interested if Adam Scott's going to be an older version of Ben Reilly.
That'd be cool.
A way for them to work a Spider-Man into this without needing to use
He's the dude
Toby or Garfield, right? Or what's that?
He's the dude in Step Brothers, right?
Yeah. He's the older brother in Step Brothers, yeah. Or younger brother.
Singing, yeah.
Younger brother, yeah. Well, they're singing Guns N' Roses, so he's canceled there too.
That's it. He's canceled before he could even be in a Madam Web movie.
It's like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon up in this about this. Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Step Brothers, Michael Scott. Oh, it all adds up. Cancel them all.
See, I was onto something when I said Thor: Love and Thunder is going to suck because they used Guns N' Roses. I was ahead of my time.
As long as nobody's canceling calzones.
Oh, that's.
Are you a calzone
Not
fan?
worried.
Calzone connoisseur?
I am. My true love, though, is the Panzerato,
The
Which is the
Panzerato.
which is
Is
the
that-
deep fried calzone.
I was gonna say, is that like a Pizza Hut special or something?
So that's the calzone version of a heart attack.
Yeah, that's actually a Canadian thing. In Canada, we have Panzeratos instead of calzones. Deep fried.
Dude,
And you switch the ricotta for mozzarella. It's good stuff.
You substitute the Italian ingredients for poutine.
I have already decided that I'm texting my wife to bring home calzones, and then I'm deep frying it.
Yeah, but if it's a calzone with ricotta cheese, that's not going to be the best. It might leak through. So get them to put mozzarella in your calzone, then your plan will work.
So on my Uber Eats, I'll be like, please put mozzarella because I want to deep fry it.
Yes.
So
Aggressively relaxed says you can't cancel people that play rock and roll. The whole point of rock and roll is doing things that get you canceled.
that's exactly it. I mean, you can't. You're supposed to be on the fringe. You're supposed to be crazy. It's fucking rock and roll, man.
That's the problem with kids today. They don't know rock and roll.
Oh my gosh.
They listen to that crappy music. They don't listen to rock and roll.
That's the problem with kids today.
Back in my day, rock and roll was rock and roll.
Not enough jazz.
We want
My son and I are going to,
get the Metallica concert.
we're driving to Tucson Monday night to go to watch a concert. That's one thing. Like, it's awesome about my son is we listen to the same music. Like, so we're going to go see this band called 200 Stab Wounds, and it's another band called Municipal Waste. Fucking thrash heavy metal. So
But you got to go to Tucson for that show, man.
I love
That's
Tucson.
downhill both ways, man. Going to
I love
Tucson.
So if anybody's listening to the show and they live in Tucson, man, like hit
I'm
me up, man.
apologizing
We'll have
right
some
now
drinks.
that you live in Tucson.
We've already hit our quota of mentioning Tucson in this episode.
If you don't want to mention it in the chat because you're embarrassed that you live in Tucson, please DM me that you live in Tucson and we'll meet up. And I will not tell anybody. It'll be our secret. Just putting it out there. But yeah, I mean, like, it's gonna be so fun. It's in this little tiny club, and it's gonna be fucking out of control. And
Which club?
it's called the 191.
Okay.
The Rialto owns it. It's like a few blocks down the road.
I know the Rialto. I've had many a
Yeah,
good time there.
it's called like the Totally 919 or something. It's just right down the road. It was originally at the Rialto, and then they changed venues. So we're gonna party all night, and then we got a hotel room. We're gonna crash and then come back in the morning. But yeah,
But aren't you doing that the wrong way?
And 200 Stab Wounds. They're fucking badass. We're probably gonna go see them. We're gonna see them Monday night, and we're probably gonna drive to Mesa Friday night and see them again because they're playing again Friday night in Mesa.
Aren't you doing that the wrong way though? Aren't you supposed to rock and roll all night and then party every day?
I see what you did there, Matt.
I do the opposite that Kiss ever does.
Okay. So, so when Beth is calling, you don't answer then, right? You go home right now because you and the boys aren't playing.
Yes.
Because you already found your sound, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking.
So, what do we got next, Mr. Matt?
We got. I'm gonna skip this one for later. When we do Salmon Talk, the Lost Boys 4K Ultra HD remastered is coming.
We need that movie in 4K. I don't have anything that does 4K, but we need that movie in 4K.
Do we?
The Lost Boys, not the boys.
The Lost Boys.
Okay.
Warner Brothers Home
Vampires
Entertainment has announced that The Lost Boys will be available on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo pack and digital starting Tuesday, September 20th. The combo pack will retail for $24.99 and include a variety of previously released bonus features, including commentary by the late Schumacher. Why 4K and you're just gonna get a bunch of previously released crap. Like it was like we got all this other behind the scene stuff, like a gag reel that never got released, or you
See some of those badass comics in 4K.
Yeah, you get to see like watch somebody stab Corey Feldman with a needle out of nowhere behind the scenes, or
you know what they ought to
Feldman dance with his angels.
Here's what they need to put in it.
Corey Feldman's album.
Tattoo of bite marks that you can put on your neck. Then you can be a real.
That was an S-tier movie, Joe. As a kid in 6th grade, I wrote my own version of Lost Boys, my own vampire story in 6th grade.
What was it called?
Twilight. And then he dropped it in the hallway, and somebody else picked it up, and now it became Twilight.
I love the delayed laugh because she's watching on the delay. That was awesome.
That's what
we call. That's what we call perfect. Hit it out of the park. Nice job, Matt.
Yes. Yep. You get a vinyl copy of Corey Feldman's debut album in the mix too. So
if you don't already have it, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like a Grammy award-winning album. Everyone's got to have it.
Everyone's already got it. We know that much.
Seen him twice in concert. It's the best.
Does it have the list of people he says has touched him?
Yeah, it's on there. That's
Remember
like
when we interviewed what's his name? And he got in deep about Corey Feldman.
Yeah, from I'm drawing a blank on his name now. He was in A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
God, and someone just commented on that video. Scotty Schwartz.
Yeah, Scotty Schwartz.
That dude's crazy, man. But all right, so yeah. Anything else about the boys, or not the boys, but the Lost Boys? Now Sam's got me doing it.
It's not a crossover between Lost and the boys.
Yes.
That would be the shittiest crossover ever. It's just
There's vampires lost on an island.
Yeah. And they keep finding more they can't open.
Copyright J.J. Abrams.
Oh yeah, got to get all those lens flares in there.
Dude, License to Drive. Dude, we should do a Corey tier list.
Oh, the two Coreys?
Yeah. Fucking dream a little dream, man. I went to the movies to see that.
Oh boy.
Oh man, your mom. I'm waiting for her comment. But your mom says, "I already have a hard copy of Death Magnetic. I don't need any more shitty albums in my home." Unless you got Saint Anger, and then your shitty album would be complete.
Oh, that shitty snare sound. Ugh. They tried. They're all, that's the other thing with rock and roll is when you're poor and you're making music, you have this raw emotion, and then you get rich, and then you're like, I don't know what to write about because I'm not poor and frustrated anymore. I'm rich and fucking cool and living the life.
Yeah, and then you start writing songs like Nickelback. Hey, I want to be a rock star.
Standing in line.
Dude, it's like Chad Kroger is right here talking to us right now.
We just lost half our viewers. But not the Canadian ones.
My ears are bleeding.
Next up, everybody's favorite psychopath, Ezra Miller, flashes playful grin while lounging with mother after third arrest.
You see him with his fucking kidnapper stash.
Yeah, his dirt stash, his pedo stash.
This person is quite troubled.
Didn't he broke into someone's house for booze? Is that what I'm understanding from this article?
He also kidnapped some people.
He also kidnapped some people? Come on.
Shouldn't he be in trouble for kidnapping people and breaking into a house like 6 months ago?
Yeah, in Hawaii.
I don't understand how this keeps reoccurring, and he's always on the run.
He keeps posting bail.
Just nobody care. They just kind of let him go. Let him go to another state and do something there.
He's using all that Fantastic Beasts money to post bail.
Yeah. So it says Ezra Miller was charged with felony burglary into an unoccupied dwelling for allegedly breaking into a house in Vermont to steal several bottles of alcohol back in May.
Couldn't he just buy some? Couldn't he just go to the fucking liquor store?
He's also being looked into for the disappearance of a 25-year-old mother and her 3 children, ages 5, 4, and 1.
He what? Say that again.
He said he's also being looked into for the disappearance of a 25-year-old mother and her 3 children, ages 5, 4, and 1.
What the fuck?
He could be a fucking serial killer.
I'm starting to think he is. And I heard he had some of Trump's documents in another safe at his house.
Apparently he's been housing this woman and her kids since April.
And now they're missing.
Dude,
Well, he's probably hiding them somewhere. He's probably got them locked up somewhere.
Why did we highlight the Miller beer comment? That's a Richie thought there.
Because Hartman's the ultimate troll, and I love him. I love him like a brother.
So how about the for the Flash comic? They had the variant with the naked Ezra Miller on it that DC had to pull. Did you guys hear about that?
No.
So we actually got a call. I got a call at the shop, and I was like, wait a minute, where are you calling from? And it was DC telling us that the DC Connect, the free preview, that I had to destroy every copy we hadn't received it yet. I was to destroy every copy and never show it to anyone. And then they were going to send a new copy. And there was a page for a Flash comic and had a variant with Ezra Miller naked.
What?
So someone had the wisdom to decide we're not going ahead with this cover. They re-released the preview. The whole Flash pages has been removed.
So
that
he
DC
was naked
Connect
on the
is
cover.
actually a
Was
pretty cool collectible right now.
Was he doing the Silence of the Lambs?
No, it was like he was flashing into his suit or out of it. It was weird because he had like a suit which was kind of all in front of him, just enough so you didn't see everything. And he was naked, and it's kind of disturbing. And it's really weird that they even went forward with the idea, but they've pulled it back.
Those are in the process of being sent to you?
No. I already have them.
Here, I'm gonna share it. I got it.
Like that already. It all went down already.
Oh, so you have to destroy them?
Yeah, of course I'm not gonna. That's whenever a publisher tells us we have to destroy something because they need to hide it or sweep it under the rug, I'm like, that immediately makes it a cool collectible. There we go.
I thought it was an actual picture of him.
No.
I thought it was a real
photo variant. No, it's a big call to say do not show this. Do not release the preview with this image in it.
So you like, how do they know if you destroy them or not?
They don't. I don't know. It's the weirdest system. It's the weirdest system. Yeah.
So they're $500 books now.
They have a secret government.
I'm creating an acetate cover
that some
for
say
it.
doesn't exist.
Yeah, they have a secret government program called Following Everyone's Podcast.
The Men in Black show up and just mind wipe them and take all the books. Ish doesn't even know this has happened yet.
We had a guest on Thresholds of Reality. She's part of the Men in Black. So I'm going to ask her about that.
Yeah, I'm going to see if she took Ish's books back.
And she's like, you mean these? And there's just a stack of them sitting behind her.
Will CGC grade those because they've been recalled? Like,
probably.
Well,
put two more staples in them. Put 2 more staples in them, and then you'll get a blue label called the Naked.
He fold it over, and he has clothes on.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you just draw clothes, and when he closes it, it just covers them up.
You know, I never thought that was actually naked under it.
Acetate cell, animation cell, and then when you flip it over, naked.
It's like jail bars in front of him or something.
They should make it a lenticular. Close, no close, close, no close, close, no close. That's what they should do.
But
oh man, Flash Dong.
So they were trying to submit a protective order, and reportedly was drafted because the kid's father felt like Ezra's farm was unsafe because it's littered with firearms, ammunition, and marijuana.
Yeah, it's starting to look very cultish over there, right?
Wait, where? At his house?
Desmond Miller's house.
Yeah.
Because he's got marijuana?
No, because he's got the same stuff as the Branch Davidian. It's Waco all over again.
Yeah.
Dude, he's out
And
of
that
his
was-
fucking mind.
And that was after he was accused of grooming a teenager and a restraining order taken out against him by a woman and her 12-year-old child. And then he was accused of assault and battery in Hawaii for throwing a chair at a woman. It's like the dude's just he's a stand-up citizen.
He's
So did they-
something we've
did
been
they-
all
I guess-
modeled to be. Go ahead.
There was the people in
Finish my
Hawaii. He went into their homes and threatened to burn them alive. I guess those people
Yeah.
just dropped those charges.
While he stole all their shit, stole their wallets, stole their money, stole their passports, and it's just
Hopefully
all
they at least
good.
got an autograph.
I don't understand why nobody punched him in the face.
Dude, you could be the guy that punched fucking Flash.
Yeah. I would if he came into my house like that, definitely.
Dude, I'd beat his ass. I would beat his fucking little scrawny ass.
Hey, this is a dude that's like chokes out chicks on camera. So
Yeah, and meet and greets. And then screams, "You want to fight?"
Yeah, he's picking fights with women. I think I could take him.
Dude, they should totally superimpose Sam's face over Ezra Miller for the Flash movie. It's actually just Sam in the Flash movie.
Stick says, "How does he get from Hawaii to Delaware while on the lam?" Dude, not only is he getting from Hawaii to Delaware, he's doing reshoots for the Flash while the police are still trying to find him. And then he's calling him out on social media, saying how they'll never catch him because he can escape into the Speed Force. So he's something else.
and he did actually ride a giant lamb right across the ocean onto the mainland.
Yeah.
That's part of the cult. Yeah.
He just
That's
ran on
right,
top of the
Hartman.
water.
He is the Flash. He ran really fast.
He could run on the water.
Yeah.
But so we got a new Batman Beyond, little Batman Beyond news. Terry McGinnis, after so long, is finally getting a new Batman Beyond suit.
Weren't they leading up to that in that last set of issues where Bruce Wayne is kind of like on the run and in the hidings, and he
Yeah, it's in Batman Beyond.
broke into the
Is this Neo
back
here?
to
Yeah, Batman Beyond Neo Year brings the epic series to a close and features a new Batman Beyond suit for Terry McGinnis. It's on sale September 6th. Pre-order at your local shop by this Sunday, by tomorrow.
So he says, "How do you run from cops in Hawaii? It's a fucking island, for God's sake."
You hop on a plane and leave.
Do you have a picture of do they have it released? What the new?
I do.
Let's see what that looks like. Let's see if I approve it.
Conan the Destroyer on Sundance.
There you go.
He doesn't look as tall as he used to. I feel like his height is 15% ears.
Yeah, it is. The ears are a lot bigger. I don't know. I kind of like it. I like the red accents on the fingers and the foot, and then the new sleek
It's like he doesn't have a
symbol.
waist.
Yeah, I just
It's
feel
like
like
he-
he's kind of squat, kind of stocky.
It's like he borrowed
You're there.
Nightwing's costume.
Like I
Kinda,
feel like
yeah.
it could be,
And they
This could
could
be
be-
Wolverine's bottom half.
yeah, or Paul Rudd. Could be Paul Rudd in the suit.
But
Paul Rudd doesn't age. I could see him playing Terry McGinnis. Dude,
he's
I mean,
the most handsome vampire.
it's pretty basic though if you think about it. There's not a lot of added.
Horizontal stripes are slimming.
They are. That's why I try to always wear them. Makes me look like about $1.85.
But yeah, I mean, it is kind of sleek, and I like like I said, I like the red accents, but not quite sure about the like prongs on his arms because they're definitely not like the blades he usually has there. I guess he's got some red accent in his waist right here too.
Yeah.
As long as he wears a cod piece, it's all good.
Doesn't look so much like a utility belt, maybe utility pockets right there.
Oh, dude, he's got to have the biggest cod piece, man. Like it's got to just fill up like this area right here. Like it's just got to be a massive.
So he
His
has no
balls
thigh gap.
so large that he has to wear a hoodie upside down as pants.
And like when he stands there, he can flip it up and it's got a little Batman face on the end of it.
The bat cod.
Yep, the bat cod. We already saw his wang. Why not just give him a bat cod?
Well, that was a different Batman.
True. But Darth Lopez says Rise of Skywalker on D&D. No thanks. But yeah.
I like the suit. I think he looks a little stockier than I remember.
Yeah. Some are saying that's an Acetate cover. If you peel back the cover, he's actually a naked. He's naked Ezra underneath. So the more you know.
Were you saying something, Ish?
I was saying the most important thing ever, and I was on mute the whole time. No, I was saying Darth just listing shows on different networks.
That's how interesting we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check USA Network. Check
Darth
TBS.
looking through the preview guide.
So kind of, I don't know. A lot of talk around the Acetate cover. I don't want to get into it here. We talked about not getting into it, but I kind of wondered what your thought process between Ish, Kyle, and Sam, and kind of what Marvel's doing with Miles Morales. And Miles Morales, you know, they introduced him as Spider-Man, and now they've got this What If series where he's Captain America, he's Thor, he's all these different characters. Do you kind of get the feeling that they're overdoing and overusing Miles, and they should just kind of leave him alone and let him be Spider-Man because he thrives so well in that role, and quit trying to use him to drive other things?
Yes. He doesn't need to.
I mean, other than that one What If, there's only the regular Miles Morales comics. I don't feel that there's, you know, that they're.
Yeah, but I mean, do we really need to see Miles Morales as Thor or Miles Morales?
No, I mean that's one thing, and that those comics were not that great. But
or Miles Morales,
literally the one spin-off other than his main title. So it's not like they have like, a 2099 and a Miles Punk and a Savage Miles, and you know what I mean? There's like 15 Batman titles, 15 Spider-Man titles, and then one Miles Morales title and a miniseries. Well, I kind of wish there was another maybe Miles Morales gets, you know, because that's what the kids want to buy, and you know, I feel like almost they're underusing him.
What do you
so you want him to have like?
In?
I'm sorry, I talked over you. What did you say, Kyle?
I said, what also do you think Ish you should see him in? Like, did we see him like Batman, where he's got like 6+ titles, or what do you mean?
Well, yeah, I couldn't hurt like an additional spinoff once in a while instead of just the main title.
Well, I mean, he's in Champions too, isn't he? He's part of the Champions.
They haven't had a Champions comic for like 2 years now.
Yeah, but Joe says, I'd love to see what if Miles Morales had a competent writer on his main title.
That's a good what if.
Who's writing Miles right now?
I think it's still Ahmed Saladin, or Saladin Ahmed. I forget how you say his name, but I apologize for that.
You don't have to apologize here.
Well, he's probably listening to the show, and I just butchered his name. So.
Oh, he definitely is.
Oh, he just DM'd me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you fuckers.
He said, this guy can't even pronounce my name. How dare you disgrace me? How dare I turn into this channel? I hear he's going to hit Renavision with a copyright strike. We're all in trouble now.
That's it. We're one and done.
First show, channel's done, boys.
Saladin Ahmed.
Our job.
And
he's
written like, I guess, almost 45 issues of Miles Morales now in the current run. So it's been one writer. It's been consistent.
Wow, that's different for Marvel.
Yeah, well, it's only a matter of time before Zeb Wells is on that book, or who else? Donny Cates. Somebody's going to end up
Teeny Howard.
No.
Yeah.
As someone who has read 0 Miles Morales comics, I have a lot to say about this.
Who do you think should be writing Miles Morales then?
Who do I think should be writing it? I have
for
no
the panel. Who do you think would be a good Miles Morales writer?
I would actually, I know I just joked about it, but I wouldn't mind seeing Zeb Wells do it. I think Zeb is good. Or Chip Zdarsky.
I mean, Bendis didn't do a bad job in the beginning.
In the beginning, now everything Bendis does is bad.
No, I mean, no, wait. Dude. That first Miles book that he was on was super good, dude.
Yeah.
And Bendis is actually a really nice guy. As a person, I really like Bendis. He's a nice dude.
He's a super nice dude.
When Matt and I met him, he was, to you and everybody else, that is one artist writer that I didn't piss off.
Well, yeah. Going to a con, he's the first creator that was ever like, he came in late. He knew he came in late, and he said, "Don't come to me. I'm going to come to you." And as you stood in line, he walked the line and was signing stuff. And he was joking around with people. This dude in front of us had a big fat stack of books, and the guy was like, "Who do you want me to make this out to? eBay?" And Kyle and I laughed about it, and it was a good time. But it was just a good experience that, to actually have a creator get up from his table and come to you versus just sitting there and you slide in your book and he's like grumble, 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 sign, and away you go. Or like Stan Lee when he was alive, you walk up and they're like, "All right, no cell phones, don't make eye contact, don't breathe, don't say a word to him, just get your book signed and leave."
Or what? Does he go off like an ape, like a gorilla? Eye contact, tips over the table. Like, what's going on there?
It was so sad that when I was standing in line for him at San Diego Comic-Con one year, and I swear to God that the handlers there were literally lifting his hand up and dropping it on the book so he could sign it. I felt so bad for him. I almost didn't get my book signed, but then I did.
It was 20.
They were giving him the Weekend at Bernie's treatment?
The what?
Weekend at Bernie's treatment?
It was horrible, man. I was like, holy fuck. Holy shit, man. I felt so bad. It was like, was like, yeah.
Yes, Tom. The eye contact thing was for real.
No, they're just pretty much like, don't do pictures. Don't ask him any questions. It was pretty much like, you get your 1 second with Stan Lee for him to sign your book and just keep walking.
Well, I mean, that's how it was at Phoenix when he was here the last. It was, don't make eye contact with him. No pictures, no nothing. Just he signs your book and you go. Like, that's
You're
it.
so close to the front of the line, and then Todd McFarlane came and got him. Fucking dick.
Right?
It's the only time I'll call Todd McFarlane a dick. I had to wait there for him to go leave with Todd to go do a panel. I think you're in line too, weren't you, Matt?
Yeah, it was like right behind you.
Yeah. And I was like, there was like 7 people in front of us. Like, we were so close. I was like, oh, I'm going to get my book signed. And fucking they wheelchaired him away. No, I think he actually walked then.
Patrick says, I had a great interaction with Bendis at a con. He didn't care that there was a line behind me. We talked about Secret Wars with Delato for a good 5 minutes, maybe, or more. That's awesome.
I love it when artists don't mind bullshitting with you and writers, they don't mind bullshitting with you for a few. I think that's That's the way it should be. You
I always
get that
feel
little-
bad though, like when they're trying to ask you questions like, "Oh, how do you like the book? What do you think it's gonna happen?" Blah blah blah. blah. I just try to be real short and almost like don't know what to do with my hands. I channel Ricky Bobby from Talladega Nights. Don't know what to do with my hands. Yeah, because I don't know what to say to him. I'm just like, there's a line behind me, dude. I just want my thing signed so I dip, and I don't want to take up a bunch of your time. But there's
I
people
know.
that'll
I
sit there
start
and
getting
talk to me
diarrhea of
forever.
the mouth, and then they get pissed at me, and then
Kyle starts asking what they smell like. He starts asking what shampoo they use, what brand underwear they're wearing. Kyle gets very personal with them.
I do. Like with
He's like,
Tim
"Let me-"
Seeley, like we had like
Kyle
We had, like, a
insists that they
dialogue
call
moment.
him my friend.
I do.
He's like Rob Liefeld. You have to say out loud, Kyle is my friend.
I feel like I know them. I know them through their work. We're friends.
So Toom says, yeah, when they realize that you and everyone like you pays their way in life, really. But Kyle has had to remind multiple people of that in his con experience of, listen, I'm a paying customer. I paid you money, so you're going to put whatever the hell I want you to put on this book.
When it truly boils down to it, yes. Like, now I can
If
understand.
I want you to write on the cover that we are in a relationship, you're going to do that. I just paid $50.
Can you
Can we highlight
put your phone
Hartman's
number on
last
this cover?
there?
Yeah.
The whiskey.
Can you sketch you and me together spooning on a mattress?
Every
Matt,
con
can
I'm
you
going
put
to, I'm doing
this
that
Palace
now.
comment there?
Which one?
Hartman, still not Hartman.
You can't. Oh, I didn't know you couldn't do that.
Hartman says, "I let people cut at the Whiz Palace. I hope it's before you start peeing."
Joe says you can't start the conversation with, "Do you have a couch I could sleep on?"
You should take your drapes to get signed, Kyle.
I'm going to cut little pieces out and then I'm going to sew them back in. I still remember pissing off Baba Booey from the Howard Stern show. He was doing a signing at like Camelback Volkswagen of all places. Like, why the fuck did they bring him to, And I was hungry and I was like, "Hey Baba, you got $20?"
You actually asked him for $20?
Yeah. He's like, "I don't got $20." I was like, "What do you mean you don't got $20? You work for the goddamn Howard Stern show. How do you not have $20 to give me?"
And that's when he got pissed off at you.
And then he got pissed.
Don't remind me.
And then I took a picture with him and he smiled. I think I have the picture on my wall, actually. He did not
That's
give me
funny.
$20.
But
I'm still mad about that.
well, that wraps up our news. Do you want to get in a little Sandman talk? We don't have a cool intro because it's still freaking rendering for me.
Is it still
3 hours later at 66%. But
I can do a gun cocking sound.
there you go.
Yeah,
We're
I'll
locked
do it.
and loaded.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. Sandman review. Do-do-do-do-do. Sandman review. How's that?
I mean, I could,
That was genius.
I'm here all night.
Well,
Well, I'm
early.
here for another hour.
all right, Sandman. The Marvel,
Sandman.
Or the Marvelous
show I
Netflix
watched.
show that is sweeping the nation.
I loved it. I think it's the first time I'm ever going to say I enjoyed something that was a slow burn.
Pete says that's better than any rendered intro video. Toom says similar to Sam's Nickelback.
Dude, I mean, we're just full of talent here. It's hard to contain it in one show. I really wish Marco was going to hop in. He had so much to say about Sandman. Polo.
Polo, Marco. Polo.
There. I'll do Marco.
So good following us
so-
today.
And the Sandman, he met Constantine. What the hell's her name? Constantine. What's her first name?
Yeah, I can't remember.
I can't remember Constantine, but whatever. She just in the dream. There you go, Marco.
Yeah, that pretty much summed up our pre-show chat with Marco.
That was a fucking spot on.
It was a pretty good Marco.
Spot on fucking.
I don't eat at salad bars. I take baths before podcasts.
He takes baths before podcasts?
Yeah. Word salad. I don't know what else.
Word salad. Yummy, yummy.
Just as a general matter, I find that there are so many people posting reviews on social media that I just stopped. I stopped doing it. There's so many people talking about stuff and everyone's posting their reviews. I was like, I just became noise. So I just quit. So now I save all my reviews for the podcast.
Thanks, Hartman. He doesn't eat junk food. I don't eat fast food, so I don't know what they do there. But yeah.
Marco doesn't eat toast or cereal for breakfast. He has eggs Benedict.
Anyway.
With 14 karat gold flaked forks.
Shane Sterry all the way from Australia. Nice.
Good day.
But I thoroughly enjoyed Sandman. I like it. It actually didn't seem like a slow burn to me, but it was. And maybe that's how everybody else who it's a slow burn. That's how that is to them, like the Joker and stuff. But it didn't seem like a slow burn to me. To me, they paced it well. I found it I just found it overall just entertaining.
To me, it was a little slow. I think it found its footing around episode 3. Right after he started getting some of his artifacts back, that's when I felt like it picked up a little bit. But otherwise, I was intrigued by the end of episode 1. Episode 2 was just kind of okay, I don't know if I want to keep watching this, but then I'm glad I did.
I love that the reason he actually didn't meet his buddy after a century wasn't because he was mad at him.
Yeah, it's because he got locked up for years.
Oh,
look. You speak of the man and he shall appear.
Oh,
look at this guy.
I was just, sorry I'm late, guys. You know what I was doing? See, this is the thing. I've been criticizing acetate covers all week, but then made it onto a top 100 list. And, after I criticized them, they sent me a couple. And then now, I've been counting the profits. That's all I've been doing. I've just been, making that money, counting the profits. Figured this show's back. Maybe now we can buy back our logo again. And we can go back and buy the song we already bought before with a little bit of cash that I all made off acetate covers. And then we can get it going. How are you guys doing? What's going on? What are we talking about?
I love it.
That's what I'm saying. It's always, you got to have the Bank of America deposit bags ready to go.
See,
What's up?
Marco deals with so much money. They're like, we're not going to keep the bag. We're going to give you the bag as well.
Yeah,
because you have to put so much money in it.
You got to have the deposit bags.
You
can't just be what it's like when you go to a con and you start ordering books and stuff, and then you just put them on hold. What are you doing? Walking around with $10,000, just flagging around? No, you got to go get the money, then come back and pick your stuff up. If you skip in front of a line, you skip in front of a line. So be it. All right, what are we talking about? I know that's not that's not what we're doing. What are we talking about here? What's going on?
Talk about Sandman.
Sandman.
Oh, the Sandman show. That is. If this is the problem, if that's what DC's putting out there, then Discovery is a bunch of idiots, because that is probably the best thing they have put out ever. It really is. It not only not across just that, but I think they did a better job than Marvel. The biggest problem I think some of us have, comic fans, is of adaptations, right? This, if you read Sandman, if you're a fan of the Constantines, if you're a fan of any of that stuff, this was the closest adaptation. It was an adaptation. It wasn't word for word, but it was an adaptation to the comics. It really was across the board. They had great.
Netflix took all their mistakes that they kind of made with other other comic shows, and they said, okay, how can we step it up a little bit, and how can we make it not like those? And I think they nailed it.
You know,
I first time I've ever been on a mic before. I think they killed it. Yeah, absolutely. And I think kind of what's good, Gizmo. I think kind of what Dub's saying. Like I read it too. You know, I mean, everybody knows, if you know me for long enough, you know that on DC side, like Sandman, Dark Justice League, you know, that's my I like that type of stuff. And I think we were talking about this a little bit before, me, Sam, and Kyle, and I think Matt, like almost like the whole thing, like the diner scene, right? You guys like that? How accurate was that to the comic books? Pretty darn accurate.
It was like, if anybody hasn't read it, it's issue 6 of the Sandman run. And the only thing that they did different was, you know, like the waitress, most of it was from the waitress's point of view, because she's a writer and she writes stories about the customers.
Yeah.
They didn't do that, and they didn't do, like in the comic, they also did a hour 1, hour 2, hour 3, hour 4. Like, you knew exactly what was going on. Yes. We've already got 2 copyright strikes. The channel is over. Thank you for coming in just in time, BK.
Nice job. BK's great.
But I think they still did, like, the end result, and the I'll say it like we always say, the meat and potatoes of issue 6 was there.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of how they did with all. I mean, that's kind of how they did with all of it. They did, you know, when they did the Devil and the Wandering Jew, they did that storyline pretty well. That was great. I thought that was amazing how they did it. I mean, it was out of the comic. I mean, that was good. Even the ending. Are we giving away stuff? Yeah. I know. I heard they were all talking about how white old men were really upset while they canceled Napster, that now people are trying to cancel it. Yeah. I get it.
So you're saying Pete made the call, and they're like, you got to get in there because they're dying.
He's like, dude, you know, we've got like 8 people of color on this channel. Could you please go in there and tell the white old dudes to shut the fuck up for a minute,
Marco?
So
once again, you've got to come in and babysit a show.
Yeah, I know, right? That's how it's for those people that don't know how this show started. It was, I had to come in and babysit a show. They asked me to go babysit a show. I was like, okay.
So for the next 6 months, we'll hear about how, if we make it that long, how you don't want to be on this show and you're busy Saturdays. And
I really am. No, I'm only here for 20 minutes. Like, the clock is ticking. I'm watching the clock right now. So. Yes, I wouldn't waste it with this nonsense. No, but like, are we giving away the end? Can we give away the end?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so like the end, the only thing that I had, like at the end, I thought they were going to kill off what's this? Joe doing it. Oh, yeah, BK is a favorite troll of mine. Just like Hartman's for you guys. BK is my.
I promise you, BK, I'm not going to be the reason that this channel and show goes down.
Yeah,
it'll be sad.
Yeah, maybe. I like the wall behind us, but like,
I'm glad you picked up on it.
Morbius, like I thought at the end of the arc he was going to die in the TV show, and they were going to do something, and I thought, but they didn't, so they're keeping it on for another one, and I'm glad that they didn't. I was glad that it was 10 episodes, because I think if it went to 12, they would have added that part, and Billy would have taken over. And I thought they did enough. I thought they did enough with, like, they kind of gave us the major villain, minor villain, major villain again thing, which was really good in the arc switches. It was nice. You know, they gave us look. I guess some people may be putting up a stink about the John thing, but I didn't have a problem with it. I mean, obviously, it's not a male when the Newcastle event's happening, but they had the Newcastle event, and I thought that was amazing. For those that don't know, John Constantine's like whole persona is based around something called the Newcastle incident, and it's in the show. What episode was that? Do we know what episode that was?
They all end up at White Castle, you mean?
Yeah, White Castle. No, it's the one where the little girl gets her arm like chopped off because of the devil thing in the at the rock band thing. That was cool to see that. I actually liked. I know some people said that the serial killer convention kind of fell flat. I think if you extended it out as much in the comic books as you would, see, that's why I'm saying it's a good adaptation, because in the comic books it was a little extended out. The younger brother was in the car, like it happened a different way. But I think if you would have tried to do that visually for television, it just wouldn't have made sense. Like it would have been longer. We would have had to add episodes on. It would have been kind of like rambling. So like, I get that maybe it wasn't such a big thump at the end, especially considering you just suck the life out and you don't get to see what happens later, which they'll show you what happens later. Because that's not the last time we get to see what's his name. The little eyed guy with no eyes. What's his name?
Corinthian.
Corinthian,
Yeah, that's Corinthian. It's not the last time we get to see Corinthian. So we'll get more on that. And that's what they're opening it up to now. The next season will probably be Corinthian, the revision of Corinthian, and Billy, well, the mom of Billy and everything like that, and then Billy taking over. I mean, I just wonder now how they're going to kill what's his name? The Sandman. Because I mean, yeah, Morpheus. Because he's not the Sandman later on. Like he's not the Sandman. He's not the current era Sandman. Billy, the little kid that was birthed in the dream world, turns into the Sandman. I wonder but does anybody else wonder, for people who knew the story and watched it, does anybody else wonder if they're actually going to turn the little brother into Sandman? And does anybody have a problem with that instead of the baby Billy?
I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
All I
I'm just
know is
thinking like
that little kid was in
Hey, Shane.
such good spirits for all the crap that was
that
happening.
was so heart-wrenching. That was so heart-wrenching, man. I mean, like they did such a good job. They made I don't know if you guys were uncomfortable watching parts of that TV show, but I definitely was, man. Like,
yeah,
they're definitely
there were parts for me. There were parts in the diner scene that made me feel comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
The death. There was parts in the death episode that made me feel uncomfortable, and then definitely the end with Funland or whatever his name was.
Yeah, the Funland thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you thought he got the kid. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of it.
A good episode though. Does that make a good series though? Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
it's doing its job. Then you know what I mean. If you're just
Mhm.
like, if it's like Game of Thrones and you're like, meh, you know what I mean. Like this left you like, fuck. Ugh.
Constantine's in episode 3, by the way. Dream a little dream of me.
Which one is it? Because they had both versions. They had the original Jonah Constantine, when they did the Walking Jew and the
That's the
Walking
episode
Jew.
that you're referring to when she goes and has the dream of the little girl and sucked into like the doorway.
Oh, so then they did Newcastle. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. I mean, I thought that. I mean that. The arm just hanging out there, like that was good. I mean, it was good. I hope maybe that's what DC needs to do. Maybe that's what they're going to go to. You know, they did all the tax write-off stuff, so maybe hopefully they get in Netflix, and then just like Netflix did a good job with some of the Marvel characters, they then do this with the DC characters and give them Constantine. Then I don't want to see whatever Discovery is going to do with it. I kind of like, after how good this was, like this was good. This is what I think you're a DC slap boy too. You like Star Trek and shit people don't watch. Like, look, you got to at least say this is the best thing DC's ever put out before.
I have not watched it.
Oh, shit. What? Oh, well, you're missing out. But uncomfortable. Like,
we got some catching up to do, Ish.
Yeah, it is.
No, yeah, it's
Go ahead.
I have a hard time finding time to watch a lot of this stuff. So
Yeah.
I mean, hey, running a comic book store is a lot of work.
Yeah, you could just sit around all day and watch
It is.
TV, like Constantine.
no,
Or like
not even for a second.
Mm-hmm. All right, sure. All right.
Ish hustles. Ish is a hustler.
If anybody hustles in that
No,
store,
yeah, that's
it's his son and his playpen.
Yeah, I mean that's
That
it.
That little dude knows how to hustle around in a comic book store.
We'll set up the dreams and yeah, I thought they already see, that was the other thing with the kindly ones. I kind of thought that, I mean, that's what I'm saying though, Eric. Like if you gave it 2 more episodes, they could have extended a little bit with the kindly ones already, and then you could have given it 2 more episodes, and they could have ended the whole arc for Dream at that point, which I think would have sucked. I'm kind of glad that they didn't do that, is what I'm saying.
Well, hopefully they don't do what Netflix normally does and cancel it.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully we get one more season out of it, because it really is good. Because I have a feeling that, I mean, Discovery.
There's a
I mean,
lot of
it was-
story to tell.
I mean, Sandman's a lot of story to tell.
What
I mean,
it's a lot of issues.
Yeah, and then there's the Overture and all the other stuff. So like you've got a lot of stuff that you can keep adding on to it to get that thing going, and it'll still be uncomfortable. And if you do it right, though, that could easily open up Dark Justice League. I mean, it could just do that. So like you could have that continuity going on, which opens up a lot of other things. I think if you get away, I mean, I've always said it. If you get away, I know. Also, once again, with Boomer's a horrible take. But if you get away from Superman and Batman and get into actual characters that people give a fuck about, then like you can expand the universe really quickly and you'll get more people. And
Everybody cares about Batman.
I think that's what DC needs to do. I really do. I mean, I think that's what DC needs to do. And if they, they've done a well job with this one, let's see what they can do with Black Adam, and then let's see what they can do down the line after that. No, that's my take on it, anyways.
I think his show gets at least 3 seasons before it gets Netflix canceled.
I was looking at that. That's the big thing with streaming now is 3 Max. It looks like 3 Max is what you're going to get. So hopefully you can get it all done in 3. I mean, they did pace it. People might not think they paced these 10 episodes out that fast, but I think they did. And I think that's why each episode didn't feel like it was a bridge or, it was a filler episode, right? Like each one felt there was a lot of uncomfortable stuff going on in a lot of those episodes. So just across the board.
So it says in the first 3 days that Sandman was released, it had 69.5 million hours viewed.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean, is that good for Netflix? Is that good for?
Yeah, that's good. That's more than Cowboy Bebop got.
Hartman said, breaking news, Netflix not renewing Sandman for 2nd season.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, it should be. Yeah, I agree. It should be. But I do think that they're going to speed it up. They won't go more than 3 seasons on this. You're never going to get more than 3 seasons anymore. So, I mean, especially with the loss, and then there's a whole nother financial aspect of this that's just horrible too. But I think that's what we're going to get. You can get 3. They're going to hope it drives up a little bit of subscription rate, and then they'll move on to something else. I mean, that's our best bet. When you look at the subscription. Go ahead.
Stranger Things season 4 was viewed 286.8 million hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this. I think it's the 2nd highest rated series on Netflix, right behind Squid Games.
Good.
But I mean, almost 70 million hours. That's a lot of watching.
Yeah,
that is, especially for something like that. Like it's Sandman. It's not like, I joked earlier about Batman and Superman, but at least they have the weight of Batman and Superman in their name. Like people know that. Like who the heck knows? I mean, when you're saying Sandman, did people know the Dream was the Sandman and that he also had another name and another name? He's got 4 different names. Like people didn't know that. So that was pretty good.
I almost feel like with Netflix though too, you got to wait at least like 2 to 3 weeks before you judge numbers, because like it seems like those shows they won't be very good in the first week, but it's like the word of mouth campaign for these shows that really blow the numbers up. So like the numbers increase 2 or 3 weeks after it comes out because everybody's talking about it.
That's how Squid Games was. It took a minute. Like it's got 1.65 billion hours.
So Eric, like this is the thing. If you've been stocking up on runs, like if you're like, hey, we want the big peak and low, right? Like I mean DC's never, especially in the new that era, has never done well. But the run stuff, yeah, I don't know what Ish is doing over at his store, but people are picking up the runs to try to actually read it, or the TPBs. I mean, people will read that stuff, which is good.
Are you getting a call, Ish, about like compendiums and stuff for Sandman now?
No, but we've moved our trade. We've sold some trade paperbacks, and people have come look at the back issues.
Like, is there
Sure.
what is the people's? Are you seeing a lot of new fans being introduced to Sandman coming in saying the show is great? I've got it. Do you have? You know what I mean? Like what is like the word of mouth in the comic book store for that?
No, probably before the show came out, I think people were, hey, do you have any Sandman trades? So maybe they're prepping for the show.
Figured out. Once again, for the viewership though, I think it's going to take a while to catch up on some of that stuff too. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, the Nightmare Country, the new series, sales are abysmal, like across the board. I don't think it even hit the top 200 in sales.
yeah.
So that's a little kind of odd that a new Sandman comic is bombing that hard. So maybe the show will drive people to it. Maybe people just don't even know about it, that there's a new comic out there to read. And
That is
the
the one
issues
part-
usually feature a Corinthian man on the cover, some crazy artwork on the covers with the eyes eating stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's part of the problem. I think maybe that's part of the problem with Sandman is like, who are you going to feed? Like, can you really? They just killed Corinthian, and I'm not quite sure people know Corinthian's coming back. So, like, can you really feel can you really feature Corinthian in the miniseries in the stores and expect that to move? Yeah, I mean, what they should probably do is re-roll out. What does Marvel call it? When Marvel, whatever the dollar book that they re-roll out. You know, the first. What do they call that shit?
Oh, the Marvel First
Is it Marvel First?
or
They
the
should, yeah, they should. That's what
Those are
DC should have done.
Image first.
What? Yeah,
Marvel,
Image First. Yeah.
yeah the Image for they call it the True Believers is I think
Yeah,
the
True
Marvel
Believers.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
stopped that line like 2 years ago.
yeah. I mean, but that actually probably would have helped anything with Sandman. But I mean, Sandman. So, how many? What did that first series go for Sandman? Anybody off the top of their head? Can somebody
It
look
was
it
a
up?
lot.
Like how many issues?
Yeah, how many issues?
I think it went over 200.
Yeah, that's without the breakouts too, right?
75 issues.
For the first
Correct,
one,
yeah, just the main.
Yeah.
the
Only
main one.
75?
Yeah,
Okay,
you're talking
I was
about
wrong.
200 with all the other
Yeah,
stuff. that was on
75 for the main
Yeah.
main title.
Which I mean, that's a pretty big chunk. So, I mean, I don't know. I hope people do, but I think Kyle's kind of on it too. Like when I see or talk to people who are doing it, they don't necessarily go out and get the trade paperback right when the series dropped or within the first week, because it takes them 3 weeks to get it, and they're like, "Oh, cool, let me go see what this is really about." And then the next con they go to, they start digging for the dollar bin books for the story, and then try to put it together. And that's the one good thing about DC people is at least they'll go back to back bins, and in my experience, have always been great dollar bin buyers because they will buy runs, which is nice. So,
And I mean, the Sandman books aren't even really going for that much. Like you can buy a beautiful copy of Sandman #1 right now for like $200.
yeah. I mean, I don't even know. That's what I'm saying. They should come out with a True Believer because you really need to buy a Sandman one.
Well,
for
they
$200.
did this week. They came out with the Sandman #1 special edition.
Oh, nice. How much is that?
I think it was how much was that in the shop? Ish. $4.99,
Sandman
$5.99.
#1 special edition. I don't
Yeah.
know. We didn't get it.
You guys didn't order it?
I didn't even know it was.
Yeah,
I
70,
didn't even know that was a
75.
thing.
What was the Death miniseries? Were how many long? That's what we're saying the whole thing. Dub, I'm gonna go I'm gonna go to bed in a little bit so I can get up to that show tomorrow morning. By the way, just so you know.
It was retail $0.
Nice.
Yeah, and it came out on the black
I
label.
don't know why we didn't get it.
It was
It's supposed to be free.
That's what Eric's saying.
Yeah, that's what Eric is saying.
Now I'm pissed. I paid $10 for it on eBay.
Oh, I bet you I could probably go to my LCS tomorrow and get you one for free. They probably
Hi,
still have them.
Nathan. I know, right? It looks like Corinthian's going to run out one of the doors from behind him.
All right. Well, so final thoughts on Sandman. How many couch cushions does everybody give it?
I give it a full recliner. Settle in. Watch that show. It's pretty good.
I mean, I gave it a 4 or 5. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think I'm right there about 4 or 5. Like it like I said, it was a little bit of slow burn for me, but it made me feel unease. And there's not a lot of things that do that. And just some of these episodes that made me feel unease and it just kind of like really question things really drew my attention. I was like, wow, if that show can catch me like that, then it's a pretty damn good show. So I think 4 or 5 is where I'm sitting right too.
You guys keep calling it a slow burn. I think reminded me a lot in the pacing as to like a Doctor Who type show where there's a certain methodical pace to it, but the highs, like it's very stoic almost, where they're hitting you with these emotional moments, but they're not making a lot of fanfare about it. Like the scene of Death going around and kind of collecting souls. And then there's the scene where she goes into the nursery and picks up a baby and sorry, that's it. That's all the time you get. Like that's a very powerful moment, but there's not a lot of fanfare about it. So it's just like, it's like a very even keeled, just kind of matter of fact. I think someone had mentioned earlier that it reminded them of like a BBC production. And for me, it was like a modern Doctor Who episode or series.
Yeah, I mean, I got it 5 for 5. If every comic book, if any comic book series or movie or base thing, I've been very critical of some of the Star Wars stuff that's come out because they don't do this, right? Like this is what it should be. It should be not just for they should make it for regular people and comic book fans, but it starts off as comics. So can we just adapt comics that we like to things? And they did that. And because they did that well, they didn't extend it. They didn't make it 12. They didn't make it 6 episodes with a filler. They did it in 10 episodes. It was great. It made you uncomfortable like you should be. It hit all the notes that were supposed to be in it. And it left it open to, have a couple more series go on and still keep it kind of exciting. So it finished the story arc, which was nice. And it's going to open up to another one. I thought they did. What else could you want? I mean, seriously, what else could you want? It gave us everything we needed. So that's what I got.
Yeah. Salmon, you hit it. That scene with the baby, dude, that hit me. Like the fact that the mother's in the kitchen making food, still talking to her. And she's just like, your time's up, and takes it away. And it's like, wow, dude, like right in the feels.
I like when the dude asked Death to out.
Yeah, she goes, I'll be back for you.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the whole part with Death was really good. I mean, they did a great job. Even when they had the kid, the first episode with the kid in the basement, and the dad's about to beat him and says he's not as good as his son that's dead. Like that was uncomfortable as shit. Like everything about it was uncomfortable as shit. The whole thing, it was great. It was really good.
Kyle, Eric says, I'm really curious if any of the geek folks have any feedback from non-geeks on the series or non-Sandman comic viewers.
That's me.
Didn't Nubia watch it with you? Oh, Sam didn't read it. There you go.
So, yeah. So I told my wife, I was like, hey, we should check out this Sandman show. I didn't tell her it was a comic book show because usually when I tell her it's a comic book show, she automatically tunes out of it. So I was like, I kind of didn't, and she really liked it. And then I told her it was a comic book, later in the episodes, and she was like, "There's a lot going on for a comic book," but it was well perceived. She enjoyed it. We binged it. She didn't get up to go outside and start reading books or anything.
Yeah, I mean, but they're not. It's okay. You don't want them. They don't have to go out and read books. Just get it popular and keep it going. I actually liked it better than the book because the art in the because the art wasn't very good. Which that's the one thing I'm thinking too. The covers are a little bit different. I don't think everybody would like some of the art and the covering in it, but whatever. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was good. But that wraps up.
Eric says,
it was my favorite show that I haven't seen yet.
Good job, Ish.
So I'll give it a 4.7. Aggregate all your scores just to feel included.
Nice.
Okay, so
on that note, have a good one, guys. It was great seeing you.
Later, Marco.
We'll see y'all later.
Thanks for checking up on us, Marco.
No, it's always great to see you guys. Thanks for you know what? Thanks for coming over to Renovision. It's great to have you back. We'll see y'all later.
Hey, Marco.
Bye.
Can I leave the page? No, I want.
All right. Well, now that Dad's gone.
Now let's get the show back on fucking track.
Yeah. Let's transition
Then
to
we can
worst
get all of
comments.
our viewers back.
I saw a comment in the chat a little bit ago that said, move on to C2E2 Disaster. Or did I miss it? I promise you, this is the only C2E2 thing from that you're going to get from us. And that is the worst comic cover of the week. Every week, we're going to go through and depict what we thought was the worst cover of the week. And this is this week's winner because, honestly, it's a pretty ass cover. It's not...
I don't know how Clayton Crane
Yeah.
was like, I'm fucking proud of this.
Yeah, especially
It's
the
definitely
giant
not worth all the brouhaha. it has
USA
created.
stamp across Miles's head. Yeah, it's not a very good cover. So each week we're gonna go through covers from that week that we feel are not up to par or could have been better. And just with all the drama, it felt fitting that this was the one we chose. But we do have a good cover for our awesome cover of the week, but we don't have a bumper for that yet. So you want to switch it over to the awesome cover of the week, Kyle?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
It's this one again. This is the worst and the best, both.
And this is our best cover of the week. Loading.
Oh, it's here.
Sandman, when we're talking about the free book that came out this week.
Dude, I love this cover. I think it's just, I like how, not final cover. But this ended up being the final cover.
Isn't that just
Yeah,
the
it is
show
the final
post?
cover. No, that is actually the cover of the cover of the book. So
Yes. Ish, how did you miss this?
yeah.
You know, because it's the Sandman comic is doing so badly for us that we probably were just like, well, we probably can't sell this either.
It was free.
I think we sell like 2 copies of the new Sandman series. Even Attila, he's outraged by it.
Yes. He's mad that you didn't order it.
Yes.
Like, I love this cover like so much that I actually spent $10 on it.
Yeah, not a single person like pre-ordered it, asked about
A
it.
sucker's born every minute, Kyle.
I guess so.
That's just what it is.
But
I mean, I just it grasps the show, like it really truly grasps the show in this cover.
yeah,
And
I like how
I think DC, you know, he's not naked in it, so that's always a plus.
I do like the helm too. Like I think you're gonna see how many dream cosplayers are you gonna see pop up next year all of a sudden at cons or even cons that are coming up. Like how many people are scrambling to make this helm? It's so dope.
But Eric's comment, he buys the 2 copies. That's our data for that issue. The 2 copies that Eric buys from us.
That's
We had
that's what
one
he orders
guy
off of.
drop it off his pull list after the first issue, and that was it. So I guess
Was it
we're
any
not getting a
good,
lot
or-
of Sandman love in Scottsdale.
Oh, so Double O says this is the FOC on 718 and bundles of 25 for comic shops.
Oh, that's why it's so hard to find because it was. only
My
20.
store had a ton of them. I bet you I could probably go there tomorrow and pick one up.
I should have asked you.
DK says you picked this over the X-Men Legends cover.
Let's see the X-Men Legends covers. Let's see if we're wrong.
I mean,
Actually, my
DK's
pick was
calling
the
us out.
Captain America variant. They had an amazing variant for Captain America.
Oh, and you didn't share it in the group ish. See, I mean,
Well, I didn't
Which you
know.
did,
I didn't
Ish.
know we were
Okay,
doing
let's
covers.
the X-Men Legends cover I thought was sucked.
Everywhere is
Yeah,
better
it's
than
alright.
Michigan, Darth Lopez. Everywhere.
Hey now. Let's.
Find that Captain America variant.
Well, here's the. I think this is the one he's talking about here. So this is the X-Men Legends cover. At least it's the A cover. I don't know if he's talking about a variant. Because there
That's
were
the
a
A
couple
It's
variants,
not better.
but that's the A cover.
Sorry, DK.
Well, I mean, just look at that Wolverine alone.
Dude, that's a lot of back muscles.
So this
Where's his
comic
beard?
takes place between Incredible Hulk 181 and 182. That's what these X-Men Legends series are doing. They're filling in gaps for the old
Then-
X-Men series.
But why is X-23 only on the cover only, and she's not actually in the book?
I'm going to assume so.
Dude, Wolverine's been hitting the roids hard.
Dude,
They made his ear fins shrink or disappear.
look at his fucking leg.
Well, it's because the rest of his body's so massive.
Dude, motherfucker's ripped.
Wait, so who said this was the best cover?
This
Sticks
that
Boy?
was-
Now I know BK was just fucking around.
Yeah, no, that's BK. Yeah, BK's.
Oh yeah, it was BK.
But which one did you?
Yeah,
Which one
Phil
did you
doesn't
say,
want to do
Ish?
Captain America.
Exactly. Thunder Thigh. 100%.
Is it the main cover or the variant? You're talking Sentinel of
variant.
Liberty, right?
Yeah. Whatever's
this
the one
is
that came out this week.
That's the only other cover I can find. Is it that one?
Yeah. I thought that was a beautiful cover.
I mean,
I still think the Sandman cover just is.
yeah.
It
I don't know.
just
It looked
feels
better in
like-
person. When holding it in my hand, I was like, wow, this is really nice.
I mean, it's really cool with the way the jets are flying behind them, but my thing is faces. Like on like anime statues or anything like that, the face
100%
matters to me.
BK,
And
100%.
And
his
this also
face is
speaks
just
to the quality of the rest
weird.
of the covers out this week.
Yeah,
Nothing really.
Who did
nothing
this
jumped
cover?
out.
They really, whoever did the cover, really accentuated the flaps on his boots.
it is. Let's see, because there's a main cover.
Those
It's
are
a
almost like
Bikini?
Baron Zemo boots.
Bikini variant, it says. So
See, and then look
I mean-
how the main cover was garbage compared to this.
It's definitely an honorable mention cover. I'll give it that.
All right, fair enough.
That is not as good.
Fear the Redacted.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
it's
is
kind of cool
awful.
because it's got the cool fight scene and stuff, but like,
I don't like it.
let's get out of this.
Yeah. But
Ish only eats bread from New Jersey. Sticks.
Sticks is not trolling me over the Predator. Thank you, Sticks. Dude, I had people unfriend me on Facebook because I posted that I thought Predator sucked.
Prey, you mean?
Predator Prey.
Yeah.
Or just we'll call it Prey.
You're the
Whatever.
first person I've heard that said that.
yeah, he
That
was
said what?
You're in the minority, I think, that it sucked.
he was messaging me about how
Yes.
bad it was.
Ish has high standards. Okay.
I do, especially with Predator movies, damn it. Nah, I just
Alright.
thought it was boring and stupid and dumb.
Ish is definitely into the intellectual side of Predator.
I prefer
good to
Predator films over Predator movies.
AVP is so underrated.
So, Matt, what did the Ghost Rider Vengeance Forever 1 and the 007?
I mean, the Vengeance for One or the Ghost Rider Vengeance Forever #1 does have a pretty dope cover. I'm not gonna lie.
Let's see it.
Why do I keep doing that? Like this is like it's my first time running this. It's not. I keep hitting the wrong button. There you go.
That is a pretty dope cover. I'll have to admit.
Look at that back tattoo, man. That's pretty sweet.
I can see giving that a best cover of the week. I'm totally down with that.
I think this might actually beat out the Sandman one.
Dude,
I think we failed. I think we missed our mark, Kyle.
I think BK is right about this one.
Damn it.
That's
All right,
awesome.
okay, I take it back.
That
This
actually,
is the
yeah,
best
that's
cover
pretty
of the week
cool.
now.
That
And
is pretty
then-
cool.
That back tattoo thing is
The
really awesome.
the variant's not as cool. It's still a dope. I mean, it's
So
still
that,
dope, but
that
it's not
last
as
one you
cool.
saw was the actual like A cover.
I think that one was the A cover. Yes. Yeah, that's the A cover. This is the A.
That's cool, man.
I'm willing to eat crow.
Yes, the fans win. LOL.
This is
Yeah, I'll
escalated.
agree. Yeah.
How's
What
the
was the-
actual book though? Is it any good? Does anybody know if it's actually any good?
I have it. I picked it up. Unfortunately, I picked up the B cover, but I have not read it yet.
I take it they didn't have any A covers at your shop then.
I did not see the A cover there. No.
Ed Tilla agrees that this is the best cover of the week.
Yeah.
He does.
But what was the other one you want me to look at?
Here, make me big. I'll show you some covers. Make me big.
Make me big.
I hope this shows up. There we go. So I went crazy.
Oh,
You got all the
007.
double. There's cover A.
Too bad 007 sucks.
There's cover B. Here is like another version. It's just gray. The previous one was colored. I went crazy with these variants. This was the paperback variant. Then this is the distressed paperback variant. I don't know if you can see it. There's like makes it kind of there's like an aging effect. Then I got
I like when
this
they
one
do that.
and this one, the black and white.
How many fucking covers did they come out with?
I told you I went nuts. I went absolutely nuts. I got this. And then these two, which had actually a third one. And that's it.
Did they do that?
I drew the line there.
Is that what it was for? 60 years of Bond?
Well, 14. I bought 14 covers of this damn first issue.
You must be rich.
He works at a comic shop. I bet you get this pretty sweet deal. But there's also this Predator cover, Predator #1 by RZA. That was super dope too.
Yeah, Kyle, those paperback ones are Tony Fleeks. One of your favorites.
Tony Fleece.
Oh,
Mr.
man.
Summer Fling.
Yes, he considered us a summer flame.
Mr. Stray Dogs.
Matt went to tell everybody what happened when you went to go talk to Tony Fleece at
Oh yeah,
San
so I
Diego
got
Comic-Con.
some Stray Dogs signed by him at San Diego Comic-Con. I was like, it's nice seeing you on the opposite side of a computer screen. He was that he kind of looked at me where I was like, I interviewed you when I was part of Flipside. And he's like, oh yeah, that's right, Tales from the Flipside. Yeah, and I was like, I started talking about Marco, and he was like, I was like, Marco's upset that you're not on the show anymore, and he's like, it's just a summer fling, man. He's like, it's just a summer fling.
And summer's over.
And summer's over. Yep.
Yeah, he appeared like 2 hours. Like,
Yeah,
he didn't
he
just
was on
pop
the
in
show a
and
lot.
say hi.
Yeah.
You guys pumped him up, man.
He milked us for all that we were worth.
Kyle was
Summer
like the
fling.
#1 Stray Dogs hype man.
It was like The Bachelor, and when Marco was standing there thinking he was going to get his rose, and Tony said, "I'm going to go solo," Marco was just devastated. So he's now just upset. Marco is so upset. It's summer loving, and he had him a blast.
The old summer fling.
Yep.
It was like he was at camp.
But sticking on the topic of comics, you want to do a little bit of comic reviews, review some comics that came out this week?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. What's on the docket for comic reviews this week, Kyle?
I think we start with
Samurai Doggy.
Samurai Doggy. So when Matt came to me and he said, I said, what books did you read so we know what to review? And he went, Samurai Doggy. I was like, hold the fuck on. I'll be right back. And I was like, what the hell is Samurai Doggy? And Samurai Doggy did not disappoint at all. So if you guys have not read Samurai, and I think the best part is it's just a fun read.
Yeah, it
starts out a little sad. Little litter puppies. Oh, little litter puppies. Motherfucker comes and kills Mama. I gotta defend Mama. And but it's great, you know. And then he gets killed. The dude stabs him. He's dying. The little puppy's dying in the snow. You know, motherfucker shoots him. Come on, man.
Yeah. Like
Shoots him. Takes the
tosses
rest
him
of
in
the
the
puppy.
air and shoots him.
I'm out. I'm not going to go through all of it, though. I'm just going to kind of go through the beginning. Mechanical Crow comes, brings him back to life. You know, and then he comes back and he's fucking samurai doggy. It's a fun read. There isn't a lot of dialogue to it until like pretty much like the end of the book.
It's very visually stunning. It's very beautiful to look at.
Yeah, it's kind of badass. It's pretty much what he's doing is he's looking for the dude that killed his mom, and he's got like this dog collar, or some kind of bracelet dog collar thing, and he's got a scent of the person, and he's after him. He's trying to find him, and he's in this city trying to look for him. But I mean, it's a pretty action packed. It's a really fun read.
So no, Hartman. If you're an anime fan, the best way I can describe this book is it's like Samurai Champloo meets Cowboy Bebop with a dog as the samurai. It gives me very, very like anime vibes because he's definitely in like a future. I don't know how I would describe it. Say like a futuristic world.
It looks like a Samurai Jack with a A9.
Samurai Jack's a good one too. Samurai Jack meets Cowboy Bebop or like cyberpunk. He's in a very cyberpunk-esque dystopian world. And it's just,
I was gonna say it has a very European comic look to it, like Jodorowsky, the Incal. And that's very typical the way they do the panels with the white bordering.
yeah.
That's
The cover's really nice. It has a beautiful if your shop is an Aftershock partner, there's a beautiful Aftershock ambassador exclusive for this book that you can pick up. That's again worth getting, I think. So I had a lot of fun reading it. And it's just kind of like it brought me back to Stray Dogs. Like we're like that you read that first issue of Stray Dogs and you're like, listen, Kyle, check out Stray Dogs. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I want to read a comic about dogs. And it just hits different, man. And that's kind of how this book was. It really hit different. So
I think the best part of this is once they get like this person is gonna, she says she knows where to find the person that he's looking for, but first she has something that she wants to do. There was this free ride at the carnival that like these mobsters took over and started charging people, and she wanted to ride it. So he's like, if you do this for me, I'll do this for you. And so he's like, all right. And he just walks up to the line, and they're like, get the fuck out of here.
yeah.
And it just, and he's like, nah. And then just like hell unleashes, and he just fucking goes after him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, he just takes them all down.
Yeah. It was a super fun read.
Yeah. And then like he took them all down, and now, there's nobody charging now. And it kind of ended on a note where like,
like he's surrounded by dudes with guns, and you know that the next episode is just going to open strong. Or next issue is going to open strong.
Yep. So it's a fun read. If you guys haven't picked it up, it's an Aftershock title. It's totally
it's a cool
worth
pick,
reading.
guys.
What?
I said it's a cool pick.
Yeah, it was a fun read. I get Stray Dogs. like it was one of those surprising ones where you didn't expect it to be as good as it was. So, on to the next.
Predator number 1.
So, what did you think of this, Matt?
You get, man, you have Marvel and Hulu revitalizing the Predator franchise in 1 week with Prey. I know Ish didn't like it, but you had Prey on Hulu, and then you get Predator number 1. And this issue was surprising to me just because I went into it expecting like another, okay, so we're going to see a rehash of Predator comes to Earth, Predator's hunting humans, human has to survive the Predator, human finds a way to overcome Predator. But that's not really what we get. Like it kicks off in the future, and we see this, someone in a Predator armor fighting another Predator, and he kills it, and then the person takes off the armor and it's revealed to be like a teenage girl, and so she's out going through the galaxy hunting predators, but it's kind of going back and forth to you seeing why in the past. So you see her family get butchered in front of her eyes by a predator, and so she's kind of having this whole flashback. You see her whole family die by the hands of the predator, so she's kind of taking it upon herself to start going out and hunting down predators to seek her revenge. So the art is very unique, I would say, but it was a good read, and I'm interested to read more. Like it started strong, so you could have been left with more just rehash of old Predator stuff, but Marvel just got this license back, or well, I shouldn't say back, but they just got this license, and I feel like it was a strong start. It had a nice mixture of violence when it needed to be, but also just kind of getting you settled into what the world's gonna be. So I liked it a lot.
Yep, she lost her mom and her dad, and pretty much the whole crew is what they kind of look like.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's fun. She learned the trade routes, not the trade routes, but like the killing routes. They go from planet to planet, and she's found out the routes of these predators. And it's kind of the same as the last one. She's looking for a certain predator because she actually fought it as a kid and like cut out one of his incisors.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a certain predator that she's looking for, the predator that killed her parents. So she's like, when she kills a predator, she's like, damn it, not that one.
Yeah.
So, but it wasn't bad. I don't mind seeing where issue 2 goes. I'm gonna give it a little bit.
Eric Williams says Marvel has done a good job with Aliens last 2 runs. So glad to hear Predator is getting good writing and artists and starting strong. Yes, it did. It was very surprising. So yeah, there's kind of what Kyle was alluding to. You see the Predator standing there without its incisor, and as her ship crash lands, because her ship is like barely holding itself together, and so you kind of see the flashback of her standing in front of her mom, dead. So I would say definitely pick it up, or don't, whatever.
Yeah, fun read.
Yeah,
it was fun read. It's not bad. I mean, so far out of everything, I still think Samurai Doggy kind of like won this week's book for me.
Yeah, it definitely did out of what I read too.
So our last book is
Amazing Spider-Man 7.
So I wasn't up on this, and I was like, shit, it's only at issue 7. I might as well just go back and start at 1 and catch up so that I kind of know what's going on. And I think we might as well. Do you think we might as well deep dive all 7 issues while we're talking about issues?
Yeah, I mean, we can go over just the story so far.
I like it because Peter is he's back to trying to balancing home life, friends, with trying to still be Spider-Man. And so he's going back and forth. And what I like about this run so far is he's getting his fucking ass handed to him over and over again.
It's funny, Lopez, because I actually think that this Spider-Man story is really good so far. Like, other than John Romita Jr.'s dog shit art, it's
It looks like so. Like I was sending Matt pictures of issue 1. Issue 1, the art is you're like, oh my god. Like JR was like, dude, it's almost hard to read because the art is so bad in the first couple issues.
yeah.
And then he
Real
comes
bad.
back through.
Funny enough, because it's a huge step up over his Action Comics work.
But it seems like
After his last run in Action Comics, like, oh, this is actually wonderful art compared to that.
but you see as each issue goes, his art is getting like better. It's not great. It's still but it's better. Like you could see it's kind of improving. And like I was telling Matt is he has these horrible panels that are just like, and then you just see this other page. You're like, somebody else had to have drawn this for him because there's I think it's issue 6 when he has to team up with the Sinister Six
Yeah, that's 6.
to
Yeah.
beat the Brain. There's this huge panel of all of them, and it's incredible. And then you flip the page, and it's this terrible fucking art. And I just don't get it, like how he goes from this great panel that he just drew, and then like you go to this next thing, and it's like it's fucking terrible. What he needs to quit is, you see all these lines he's drawing on everything? He needs to quit with the lines. It makes it bad. Just
He's got so
lines.
many lines.
Every
Shade lines?
there's just too many goddamn lines on it.
But so the story up to this point is Wilson Fisk's son is trying to make a play for his dad's old territory.
Yep.
And Tombstone is not allowing it, I guess, because now he's in a spot where he's sitting pretty. So so he's trying to make a play, and so he pretty much tricks. He meets up with Peter Parker and tells him that, you know, there's a war coming, and that the war is gonna be basically he's going after Spider-Man. So essentially he tricks Peter into fighting it for him and going attacking the Rose, which is Wilson Fisk's son, attacking him and just laying siege single-handedly to his hideout and wiping everybody out. And so that's kind of where we leads up to issue 6, and then issue 6 is like this one-off with the Brain, which they're using to imbue the powers of the Sinister Six in one person. And like Kyle said, there's a nice splash page towards the end of the issue with Peter and the Sinister Six fighting this thing. And then we kind of cut forward to issue 7, where Peter gets he's still dealing with the fallout of what he did, but he gets a opportunity to work for Norman Osborn. Norman Osborn offers him a new suit, which you see briefly in there. You don't see him in the suit yet, but you see briefly in there. And then it's a nice little Vulture story, because the Vulture, as Kyle showed when it opened up, the Vulture was blaming his granddaughter, basically called him a murderer and doesn't want to talk to him anymore. So the Vulture blames Peter Parker or Spider-Man for that. So he comes after him. And that's the one thing I like about Wells and Romita, is they at least make the Vulture look a little bit more menacing. Like, he just head on plows into Spider-Man as he's swinging around and just starts laying siege to him. And like I was saying, this arc so far, just like he's just getting the hell beaten out of him. Peter just gets the absolute dog shit beaten out of him.
Oh, over and over and over again. Like there's this scene where he's underneath in the subway tunnel, and he just gets his ass handed to him. And but it's, like there's good art, and then all of a sudden there's like bad art. But this one was really good. Vulture, they're fighting, and he came, like, he destroys his web shooters. Like he can't even.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of just like, and he takes them super high up and he drops them, and that's where it kind of leaves off. Is it like 2 weeks Spider-Man's funeral? Like he's just fallen to earth. It was just this is because I had like I was kind of with Lopez is I had kind of given up on Spider-Man for a while, and this has kind of like brought me back in, and I'm glad to be reading like a decent Spider-Man story again.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, other than the fact that I feel like they kill Peter Parker like every 6 weeks now. It's just like, all right,
Yeah.
but Wells and Romita, despite like I said, despite the shitty art, it's been a fun read so far. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Otley's run. Like I like Otley's art, but I wasn't a fan of that run. But I liked the later stuff with God, I can't think of his name now. The Harry Osborn resurrected stuff they did, and then I liked the Beyond stuff with Ben Reilly back. So, and now we're getting into this crossover. What's the name of the crossover that's coming up ish? With Ben Reilly in his new suit.
Actually, I don't know.
I think they showed a thing. Like,
I'll add though, definitely there seems to be more interest in this now because we're buying more of this run than we ever did of the Spencer run. So the numbers are up on Amazing Spider-Man.
Like I said, it's just nice.
Dark Web, it's called Dark Web.
Dark Web.
And Bagley's coming back for that. So, yeah, Dark Web should be really good. But
yes, anyway, I hope Peter will be reborn through a spider's vagina.
yeah,
They should always do that. That's how he should respawn every time. Bloop.
Harvard says Richard equals Dick. Why not Peter equal Dick? That's one to ponder. But did we have any other comics to review this week, Kyle?
That was it. Those were our three.
All right. Now Kyle and I have talked enough. We're gonna hand the floor over to Sam to talk a little bit of anime.
All right. So first up, we are talking about Bleach. Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, is coming to Japan in October. And it looks like Viz is the North American distributor of this anime. And it looks like they have inked a deal with Disney Plus to host it or distribute it on Disney Plus. I'm not sure I'm thrilled with this. Disney Plus, they are starting to host more mature content. And Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, was pretty violent, and also was not a ton, but a fair bit of probably what you'd call fan service, or it could have a lot of fan service because of the girls and the way that they're drawn in this series. But I'm hoping that there's not going to be a lot of Disney thumb on the scale as far as the censoring or animating or changing the way it looks, because this is going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully that they allow Tite Kubo's original vision to kind of take place fully. If you guys are familiar with the actual story in the comic or in the manga, Tite Kubo didn't get to finish this the way he wanted to. He had to cut it short, and it was like 6 issues shorter than it ought to have been, because the anime had been canceled already, and they just didn't give him as much rope to finish up the story as he wanted. So hopefully this is going to be his masterpiece, his vision as he originally intended, and it's not going to skip those last 6 issues.
Are you scared that Disney's going to water it down?
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. I feel like Disney doesn't really have a ton of anime or any anime content on its platform. So this could be an interesting marriage. You know, Naruto Shippuden was on Disney XD for a while, but that's different than Disney Plus. Disney XD had like some anime content that they hosted, but Disney Plus is a different thing. So fingers crossed that it doesn't get watered down or censored in any way, and they just let it play.
Sweet. I'm excited for Bleach. So it's I've said it before. It's probably still one of my top. It's probably Bleach. It's probably Vash the Stampede, and then it's probably Death Note.
Death Note. Death Note was a lot of fun. But Bleach, I feel like, I don't know if you guys are aware, but Tite Kubo, the author of Bleach, had a little bit of drama, a little bit of tension with the publisher, Shueisha. And that's evident in the fact that the anime ended up getting canceled, and they didn't give him the full ending that he was hoping to get. They kind of cut him short, and there's a bit of a kind of like a skip in the last few chapters that unfortunately he wasn't able to fill it out.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, well, hopefully this is his do-over. This gets to be the masterpiece that we all hoped it was. Next up, we got Haikyuu. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Haikyuu. This is a fantastic series.
It's like 5, 7, 5 words, 7 words, right?
Haiku.
You're talking about haiku. Yeah, haiku is a poem that has 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. Haiku is the Japanese word for volleyball, and this is a series about a high school boys volleyball team and their efforts to become national champions. It is a fantastic series, not just sports, but anime, or not just anime, but also like a sports series. And it's inspired my son to take up volleyball, and he watches this show all the time, and he plays volleyball all the time. Well, they are getting a season 5. Season 5 is going to be hitting. We'll be looking for it sometime late next year.
They need to do a dodgeball one.
They did have a dodgeball anime a long time ago. Wasn't very long lived. And maybe if dodgeball becomes something better than, something more than what they have done with it right now, maybe if Triple D dodgeball becomes the primary form of dodgeball, then maybe we'd have a chance. Let's go to the next one. This is a series, Sakamoto Days. This is a fantastic series. The guy in the middle there with the glasses, that's Sakamoto. And this is basically John Wick if John Wick was fat. So
if I was John Wick.
Yeah.
I do kind of see the resemblance there, Kyle. He looks a little bit like you, just no beard.
Yeah, he's got a mustache, instead of beard. Dude, you could be Sakamoto at Comic-Con, dude.
Done.
So Sakamoto is a retired hitman. He now runs a grocery store in Japan, and he gets a bounty put on him accidentally, and he ends up getting drawn back into the hitman world. And of course, because he has a family, he's got to save everybody from John Candle. Yeah, okay. So he's got to save his family from the hitman world by killing a bunch of people, and it's a very violent anime or a violent manga. They don't shy away from the bloodshed, and this is getting an anime. So if it's something that if you guys like John Wick, if you guys like slice of life mixed with humor, mixed with violence, then this is going to be it. So look for the anime, pick up the manga, get used to it. You're going to be seeing a lot more Sakamoto days in the coming months.
So Eric asked, Sam, do you think Chainsaw Man will come to anime from the manga?
Chainsaw Man has been announced. It's coming in October. It looks like it's going to be distributed by Crunchyroll to the U.S. And you can look up a trailer for it. There's actually 2 trailers. Second one dropped last week, and it looks amazing. It looks fantastic. So if you are a fan of Chainsaw Man like I am, anime is coming, and you got a lot to look forward to.
It is so hard to see bloodshed when they're all so damn cute.
That's true.
So I think the last thing we have.
Speaking of dodgeball, Sam has a little dodgeball clip he wants to share.
Yeah, my Triple D is in between seasons right now. We finished up a summer season indoors. We usually play outdoors in racquetball courts. So it's been too hot in Arizona. All you guys might know that, but it's so we've been in the off season. But I love to share dodgeball with you guys as much as I can. And last week, ESPN had an ESPN The Ocho showing of dodgeball. The USA dodgeball team is headed to the World Dodgeball Tournament in Canada later this year, and they had a little exhibition match. They split the team into 2s, and it was Team USA versus Team USA, and brought us a clip of something fantastic. In Triple D dodgeball, if you do a backflip during a match to dodge a ball, you get paid $50 on the spot. We call that we call it a performance bounty. Yeah, it's enough to cover your copay as you go to the hospital. But they did it in the world, or in this exhibition match. So I don't know if you guys can pull that up, and we'll just play it.
You got it, Matt? Or you want me to do it?
Yeah, I can pull it up.
Copyright strikes.
They can fight it.
I'll just keep the audio muted.
Yeah, just keep it. So it's now down to a 2v1. Whoop!
Oh,
there it is.
Snap!
And whoop!
Did that first dude get hit by a ball, though?
What's that?
Go back. That first dude get hit by a ball? Oh.
No, he dodges it.
Those are some dodging fools right there.
The guy who did the backflip ends up getting hit, so it was all for nothing, but it was a really cool clip.
And he got $50.
Got him right there. He's out. Well, he's not part of my league. If he were part of my league, he'd get paid.
Oh, you pay $50.
I paid $50.
I thought that's what they did.
Not those jokers. Me out of my pocket. I'm paying my players $50 for each backflip.
Oh, dude, I'll see you fucking Wednesdays. I'm backflipping full.
Yeah.
Man.
Can't wait to bring you guys more Triple D dodgeball clips. Our season starts up August 24th. We are live on our Facebook group, Triple D Dodgeball League. If you guys want to check that out. A lot of our podcast family comes to dodgeball. Max, who's on Absolute Geek, has started coming. His cousin Tyler, who was part of Couch Crunchers, has been playing for a long time, over a year. And of course, I run the league, so I'm part of the podcast family too. But there we go.
Well, here we were supposed to transition to Ish, but he left his position.
Yeah. Ish said, I got better things to do.
So on that note, we're going to wrap up the show. Thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out. Remember to like and subscribe Renovision, which I'm sure everybody in this chat already does. Remember to go over to Absolute Geek. Like and subscribe to them, as we're dual streaming there as well. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming. We'd like to reach out and thank you, Pete and Marco, for letting us come and act the fools on here and letting us fill in their Saturday night. We thank everybody in the chat for coming in and hanging out with us. It was a lot of fun. We didn't get canceled on our first episode, so looks like BK will have to come in next week and see us.
Well, Dad did have to come in. The principal did have to come in to check on us real quick. So, yeah.
And I did notice once Marco came in, everybody left. So obviously
Yeah.
they only like to see him on Wednesdays
Yeah.
and Sundays. So remember, tomorrow, catch the dark side.
Tales
Crew
from the Dark
talking
Side. Yeah.
Star Trek, and then don't forget your links in the description. This is our
you
first
drawing a
episode.
blank?
We're a little clunky. Everybody
We do what we
read.
want.
Everybody's homework is read Chainsaw Man.
There you go.
But find us on IG. You can find me at Kyle6479. You can find Matt at Absolute Geek. You can find Sam at Thresh. Oh, that's right. We had a really fun interview Friday with
Trace Slobodkin, he's a producer of Haunted, a Netflix show about real stories of extended hauntings, dramatized, and it is scary. It's a scary show. My wife and I were watching it, and it
trying,
was
Hartman. I'm trying.
it was really scary. So,
And we
it
got
was
a
a
lot
fun
of
interview.
fun.
We shared
We
a lot
got
of
a
cool
lot of fun stuff coming up too, right, Sam?
We got so many interviews coming up. We got 2 interviews this week, and then we've got a ghost hunt on Saturday, and then an interview with the host of that ghost hunt, where we'll show our footage from the ghost hunt. So
I'm super excited. Is we have an interview with a guy. I found him on YouTube.
oh
on
yeah,
another show, and what he's gonna do is he's gonna prove he has undisputable proof the moon landing is fake.
yeah, we have Bart Sibrel, noted moon landing skeptic, coming on the show too.
And I'm super excited for that. It's going to be so much fun. You know, like we were talking before, is we had gone to a paranormal investigator meetup, and we met some really cool people. So you're going to see a lot of cool people that we're going to be bringing on, from UFO people to ghost hunters and I'm going to try to record as much of the paranormal hunt as I can. And we're driving to, where is it? We're driving to Miami,
Arizona.
Miami, Arizona, not real Miami, Arizona. And we're going to be doing a ghost hunt. And I've waited a long time to be able to do a ghost hunt and not worry about just the ghosts that live in my house, but actually try to see other ghosts. So I'm really excited about that. So if you haven't liked and subscribed to Thresholds of Reality, please do, because we're doing a lot of fun stuff in there.
Lopez is a non-believer.
I don't believe in no ghosts.
But on that note, have a good Saturday, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Yes.